Top 10 Adult Comedy Movies. Sex comedies have been a reliable source of laughter in the movie industry for a very long time. They can range from crude and disgusting antics to unexpectedly endearing relationships. Even if movies like these have been somewhat harder to come by in recent years, that hasn't stopped the older ones from being made, and it certainly hasn't stopped our perceptive eye from recognizing when a brand new one is released. Now, a few of these films also contain gags that, we can say have aged in an intriguing way over the years. It is inevitable that many of these films would, at one point, cause you to roar with laughter, and then, at another, cause you to feel a deep sense of revulsion, such as the unpredictable nature of the medium. However, if a movie can pull that off, it should at the very least have a charming or otherwise endearing quality in other areas, which should help to compensate for jokes or lines that, in all honesty, feel unsavory today. However, this is just one of the many reasons why this particular subgenre is so fascinating. The Graduate is the first film on our list that was released all the way back in 1967, and the most recent film on our list is Animal House, which was first seen in theaters in 1978. You can see some of the development, variation, and subversion that has taken place within the type of cinema just by looking at these two instances. In addition, as the months, years, and decades pass, it is simple to observe the shifts, both minute and significant, that take place within the genre. And the most exciting thing is, even if you're not specifically interested in analyzing the intricacies of contemporary sex comedies, each and every one of them will make you chuckle. Consequently, without further ado, here is a list of some of our most beloved sex comedies from the past 50 years. 10. Eurotrip. The premise of the film Eurotrip is very straightforward. A group of friends chooses to go on a vacation through Europe after graduation because one of their group has been excluded from the group in an unusually severe manner. In addition to being the only film on this list to have lustrous Scott Doesn't Know, an early and influential example of pop punk, this movie also holds the distinction of being the only film on this list overall, complete with a legendary and very random Matt Damon cameo. The director of this movie, Jeff Schaffer, has a very good record, having worked on shows like Seinfeld, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and The League, among other projects. 9. The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Judd Apatow made his debut as a filmmaker with the film The 40-Year-Old Virgin, but he had already established himself as a successful producer during the 1990s and 2000s, with films such as Anchorman and a classic sitcom in Freaks and Geeks on his portfolio, and was a breakout vehicle for star Steve Carell. Because it has a lot of funny and occasionally dirty sex jokes, but ultimately portrays the adorable and romantic narrative of diverse adult relationships, the film Virgin is great for watching the development of this subgenre. This is because it contains numerous witty and sometimes racy sex jokes. 8. Animal House. Animal House, which was released in 1978, is not only one of the most iconic pictures in the canon of college comedies, but it is also one of the most formative films in the subgenre of sex comedies. Even if it's true that some of the movie's humor and situations haven't stood up over time, The Blues Brothers is still a hilarious classic that's worth viewing, even if only for the fantastic comedic performance that John Belushi gives. 7. American Pie. The fact that American Pie started a large franchise and is still getting terrible spin-off movies made to this day makes it stand out among the other movies on our list. These movies are only loosely tied to the original story. Permit me to digress from the main theme. The first installment of the American Pie series contains all of the components that one would anticipate from this collection. The story follows a group of eager teenagers who are on a mission to lose their virginity before graduating high school. Along the way, they learn something about themselves and find themselves in some rather racy situations. It's important to bring attention to a few of these shows, including Eugene Levy plays the role of the protagonist Jason Biggs' endearingly bumbling father, while John Cho portrays the iconic MILF guy. Sean William Scott plays the role of the most obnoxious schmuck in the film. The pop-punk music is likewise of the highest quality. 6. American Pie 2. We were unable to resist including the following part. The characters from the first movie get together for the first summer after graduating college in a lake house. The content is extremely similar as before. Because it includes Everywhere by Michelle Branch, the music in this one is equally as wonderful, if not better, than the music in the previous one. 5. Girls Trip. Girls Trip, one of the biggest box office hits of 2017 and the film that kicked off Tiffany Haddish's career as a comic superstar, demonstrated that the genre was not even close to becoming extinct. The trip to New Orleans for the Essence Festival is filled with laughter and good times for a group of 4 close friends. 4. Superbad. What an amazing movie it was. Rising stars Jonah Hill and Michael Cera became bona fide comedic superstars because to the writing that Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg contributed to this picture. Superbad is racy in all the appropriate ways and has a lot of heart, and while it primarily focuses on its main duo, it also has time for some really great secondary characters, such as the ridiculous cops played by Rogen and Bill Hader, and another character who belongs on the genre's Mount Rushmore, McLovin. Superbad is raunchy in all the appropriate ways, and it has a lot of heart. Christopher Mintz-Plasse. 3. +1. When you think a certain subgenre of humor, such as sex comedies, is over and done with, a movie like +1 comes along to prove you wrong. This film, which stars Jack Quaid, The Boys, and Maya Erskine, Pen 15, as 2 single friends who make a pact to act as each other's dates to a series of summer weddings, is raunchy and hilarious in all the best ways. It is also a film that seems to have been made specifically for our modern environment. Put it completely out of your thoughts right this instant. 2. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Another work of art that will stand the test of time here, although Sean Penn's performance as the stoner Spicoli will always be the most recognizable feature of Fast Times, the movie as a whole is a charming ensemble piece that examines numerous facets of high school life in the 1980s. The film was directed by John Hughes. These individuals managed to be entertaining as well as dynamic and believable all at the same time. 1. Blockers. The plot of Blockers revolves around a situation that has been shown in a variety of other media numerous times before: young people making plans to remain virgins after attending a formal event. In the movie, played by John Cena, Leslie Mann, and Ike Barinholtz, the parents are always on the lookout for ways to stop anything like this from occurring. It is a modern story that is humorous, enlightening, and fascinating all at the same time. That's a wrap. Please ensure that you have liked the video and subscribed to the channel. We appreciate you watching.